the divine blessings of Puja Guruji, Sadguru Sri Sivananda Garu, and on behalf of Sanatan Dharma Charitable Trust, I extend a warm welcome to the eminent guests of today's program, members of the large Guru Gari Kutumbam, devotees of Puja Guruji, and all invitees to the Sivananda Eminent Season Award 2024. Traditionally, Sanatan Dharma Charitable Trust start their functions, whether it is the Eminent Season Awards function or Sri Ramanavami celebrations or Sri Krishnastami festivals. We always start the programs with a classical music program. Today we have an outstanding Vidushi of Hindustani classical music, Srimati Aradhana Karade Shastri and party to present the concert. May I humbly request Srimati Aradhana ji and her team to kindly come out to the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a thunderous applause, please. Srimati Aradhana Karade Shastri on vocal, Shri B. Shrikant on tabla, and Shri Upkar Godbole on harmonium. Srimati Aradhana is born in a musical family. She is a A-grade artist of All India Radio. She is a leading artist in Hyderabad to focus on culturing of voice. Aradhana ji has performed at Andhra Music Academy Festival in the divine presence of Puja Guruji Sadguru Sri Sivananda Garu in 90s and received his blessings. Sri Shrikant Bhatalwade is also a A-grade artist of All India Radio, and he is Asthana Vidwan of Kanchi Kamakoti Pitam, Kanchi. Sri Upkar Godbole was fortunate to be under the tutelage of late Dr. Vivek Bansad of Ujjain. Both of them have assisted many stalwarts in Hindustani classical music concerts in the country. May I request the artists to kindly start their concert.
दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरी अखियाँ प्यासी रे दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरी अखियाँ प्यासी रे मन मंदिर की ज्योत जगा मन मंदिर की ज्योत जगा दो घट घट वासी दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरी मन मंदिर मूरत तेरी फिर भी न देखे सूरत तेरी मन मंदिर मूरत तेरी फिर भी न देखे सूरत तेरी युग भी बीते आई मिलने की पूरन मासी रे दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरी अखियाँ प्यासी रे दर्शन दो घनश्याम
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now reaching the crux of the program. Now it is my pleasure and honor to invite a great poet for excellence, an efficient administrator who served India's top newspaper, national newspaper, The Hindu, as general manager for 27 years. A great patriot, scholar, singer, orator, anchor, writer in Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, and English, a versatile actor in television and on stage. Especially, dear friends, I would like to mention Bharatiya. It is a very sensational, great drama on freedom struggle of Subramanya Bharati, and in which he played the role of Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati and won the hearts of audience not only in India, all over the world. He is an ardent devotee and Manasaputra of Puja Guruji, Sri Sivananda Murti Garu. May I request Tamil Nadu government's prestigious Kalai Mamani awardee, Sri T.A. Venkateswaran, affectionately known as Ramanan in Guru Kutumbam, to the dais and anchor today's awards function. Over to Ramanan.
Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Pranams to everyone. December 21st means Tivoli Gardens, cold night, and Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award function. Now, first of all, I would like to thank all the elders who have assembled here, braving this cold weather. Suswagatam to all of you. It's my pleasure to take you through this prestigious award ceremony. So far, the Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust have presented Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award to 128 luminaries. And today, with all humility, today is the crown jewel. We are not presenting an award, we are submitting a little flower at the feet of Pujya Swamiji. So we are very thrilled. And thank you, Swamiji, for allowing me to steal a moment with you and take your blessings. It's my privilege and duty to invite the dignitaries to the dais. First, I would like to invite Sri Raj Kandukuri, Managing Trustee of the Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, to please come to the dais. Raj Kandukuri, as you can see, is a dashing young man who has vehemently refused to age and is a globetrotter, philanthropist, businessman, and a very sweet son of Puja Guruji. Welcome aboard. Sri L.V. Subramaniam, IAS, former Chief Secretary of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, and who did a glorious service when he was the Executive Officer, the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. He is a illustrious son of a proud father, Professor L.S.R. Krishna Sastri of Andhra University. Welcome aboard our dear brother LVS. If Guruji was here in the body, he would have congratulated Murali Krishna, Raj Kandukuri, and LVS for inviting this chief guest to this function, because Guruji had, if at all you can call it a weakness, he had a weakness for Kashmiri Pandits. So and he took about 120 people on a tour to Srinagar, and when he entered one of the famous shops in Srinagar, sari shop, he was honored, and I congratulated him. Guruji, it seems you were given a special honor. Why wouldn't they give me? I say, our ladies looted the shop. Why would they honor me? He said. So he has very, very fond and strong feelings about Kashmir. We have Sri Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul Saab, former Judge of Supreme Court of India, as the chief guest for this evening's function. He is the senior most judge after the Chief Justice of India. He is the former Chief Justice of Madras High Court and Haryana High Court. He was the acting Chief Justice of Delhi High Court and is a Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Ambedkar Law University. He is an ex officio Executive Chairman, National Legal Services Authority, and a great lover of music, golf, and books. Welcome, sir. You have done us a great honor by coming here and accepting to be the chief guest at this evening's function. Kindly have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request all of you to join hands in reverence, in prayer, and invite the awardee of today's function. If you want to describe him in a couple of words, it should be master communicator. I mean, to use the modern parlance, master communicator. Some of you might have had the privilege of listening to his talks on Viveka Chudamani and Bhagavad Gita in YouTube. Mesmerizing it is, and my experience is you feel as though you are transported to an era of yore, of the rishis. We feel that we are sitting at the hermitage of the rishi, our own forefathers. With my hands on my head, let me invite on your behalf Pujya Swamiji Paramarthananda Saraswati Ji to the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome him. When you listen to his expositions on Viveka Chudamani, for instance, you feel as though you know Sanskrit. I don't know a letter of it, but I feel as though I know Sanskrit. That is how simple he makes it sound. Indeed, great truths are simple, great men are humble. Pranam Swamiji. We begin today's proceedings with a formal prayer, which is our practice. Guruji used to talk about prayer. 4 kinds of prayers you make every day, even sitting on the bed. First, as soon as you wake up, pray for the welfare of this country and its dharma, because the welfare of the entire humanity is dependent on the health of Sanatana Dharma. First prayer. Second prayer, those who are in dire need, who are known to you, think of them and pray for them. Third, of course, your family. If peace and quiet prevail in your family, then rest of your life will be easy. Lastly, you pray for your own welfare and moksha. And when you pray with confidence. He would say, "Oh God, if there is a God, please save my soul if there is a soul." It should not be like that. With the strength of faith, you appeal to him. That's what our Guruji used to say. And if we ask, will our prayers be heard? Then he would say, why not? Prayers lend purity, and purity grants power to the prayer. That's how things are obtained, he would say. So today's prayer naturally will be for the welfare and well-being of all the living beings on earth. Sarve Sujana Sukino Bhavantu, Sarve Jana Sujana Bhavantu. Over to our dear Sri Jagannatham for rendering the prayer. And alongside, we will light the ceremonial lamp. I would request all the dignitaries, helped by Rajshekar and LVS, to do it.
Om Ganana Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavin Kavinamukhmashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrunvannotibhiseda Sadhanam Uddipya Svajata Vedo Vaghan Nirritim Mama Pashoguscha Mahyamavaha Jivanancha Disho Disha Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajanivati Dhenama Vitriyavatu Saptumivati Tapuna Punanto Yatra Dhira Manasa Vachamakrata Atra Sakha Yasakhyani Janate Bhadraisham Lakshmir Nihitadhivachi गौरीमिमाय सलिलानि तक्षत्येकपदी द्विपदी सा चतुष्पदी अष्टापदी नवपदी बभूवुषी सहस्राक्षरा परमे व्योमन् सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः.
Thanks a lot, dear Jagannatham Garu. As most of you know, some of you may not know, that we are celebrating our Guruji's birthday. We celebrate his birthday like this only. We perpetuate his memory by honoring eminent citizens for their yeoman service to the fellow human beings. And Guruji was born between December 20th and 21st, exactly at the midnight point. A great light descended to come down during the darkest hour of the year. That is his specialty. And there is a happy coincidence that here is someone who shares his birthday. Our Swamiji's dear disciple, Swamini Dhanyananda Saraswati ji is here. She has just come from Tirupati. Yesterday is her birthday. Very, very nice of you. You are on the path where you dismissed the premise of birth and death, I know, but still from our point of view, we would say pranams to you and have a great day every day from today. Thank you, and you can join hands in greeting our dear Swamini here. To welcome you all formally and submit the trust report, may I invite Sri Raj Kandukuri, the youngest among the children of Pujya Guruji, and who will always be young.
Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, I extend a very hearty welcome to all of you present here on the occasion of presentation of Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award 2024. My pranams to our esteemed chief guest of this evening, Honorable Justice Sri Sanjay Kishan Kaul Garu, former Justice of Supreme Court of India, who has kindly accepted our request to be the chief guest this evening and is here. Our pranams to him for accepting our request and being here. Thank you, sir, and hearty welcome to you, sir. And we extend our hearty welcome to our distinguished awardee of this evening, Pujya Swamiji Paramatmananda Saraswati Garu, who has kindly accepted our request to receive this award. And we are falling short of words to express what kind of work he is doing. The other day, myself and LV Garu, we were in Rajkot. We witnessed with our own eyes what kind of magnanimous work he is doing. I have no words to explain. Very shortly, you are going to hear about his great work through his citation that will be read here. And so many achievements, amazing, particularly in the field of work for the home for the aged. We were surprised, and we had the privilege, we had the honor of having dinner with Swamiji the other day. He insisted, LV, please stay with us, have dinner and go. So he was so kind enough to be with us, spend time with us in spite of so much of his work. That is, the entire Rajkot town was filled with so many people that day. In fact, hotel rooms were not available. That kind of crowd was there at that time. So once again, Pujya Swamiji, thank you so much for accepting our request and being here to receive this Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award 2024. My pranams to you, Swamiji, and welcome to you. And our hearty welcome to Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu, guest of honor this evening. He happens to be our trust member, our guiding force and whatnot. For everything, we take his advice. We use his expertise in all fields, and he is like an elderly force with us. I once again thank you, L.V. Garu, and once again hearty welcome, sir, for being here. Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust was formed in the year 2000 by Pujya Guruji's blessings with an idea to honor eminent citizens of this country through various fields. Master used to be with us till 2015, and every selection was made, every choice was made with master's guidance. So we are following the same path what all master told us. We are following the same guidelines and doing it. Every time we felicitate some great personality like Pujya Swamiji today, our trust is enriched more and more. We are grateful to every one of them, whoever have come all these days with us. And once again, thank everyone so far, whoever were with us, whoever awardees. And our trust is getting enriched more and more every year. And Sri K. Basavaraju Garu was the founder secretary of this trust. Right from the year it is incepted in 2000 till his departure in 2019. He is the elder son of Guruji, Puja Guruji Sivananda Murti Garu. And unfortunately, we lost Basavaraju Garu in the year 2019. After that, with the support of all the trustees, such as Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu, J.S.P. Prasad Garu, Sri Gopal Reddy Garu, and Murali Krishna Garu, and Ramay Garu, and many other trustees, with their support, I am running it since 19 as the managing trustee. But for their support, I could not have done it. I am coming all the way only through their support. And we have great support system from Visakhapatnam and other places. All these team members, they come a day before. They take care of all the arrangements. They take care of each and every small detail also and do the arrangements. Even stage decoration, small things also, they are working hard. I greatly thank all of them and welcome everyone. I once again welcome each and everyone here. Without your support, we cannot come all the way. Every year we are doing 3 events. One is Krishnashtami, one is Sri Ramanavami, the other one is Puja Guruji's birthday, 21st December. These things are happening with the support of all Guruji's devotees and followers and all the trust members and other army, I would say. Some Guruji's disciples from Visakhapatnam, Warangal, Balspadu, here and there, everyone. I once again thank each and everyone and welcome everyone present here this evening. And I request Sri Ramanan Garu to carry forward the event from this moment. We fondly call him Ramanan Mama. He is a great source of strength. In case of we need any Guruji's words to hear, he is the person to immediately recollect and tells how Guruji was reacting at that moment, at that event. So such a great memory he has got. He has got vast experience in Hindu as general manager for more than 27, 28 years. He is in the service of Master Puja Guruji. Wherever he goes, he spreads Guruji's words. We have got such great team here. So once again, thank you all, everyone, and I welcome everyone here. I request Sri Ramanan Garu to carry forward the event from here. Thank you all so much once again, and great evening. Thank you.
My greetings to our chief guest, Sri Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaulji, distinguished guests and members of Guruji's family. Every year we very eagerly await this function because this gives us that kind of joy of being in Guruji's presence. For the last 15 days, Hyderabad has been witnessing, experiencing quite a cold weather, and we were a little worried about it. So when our family members rang me up and asked me, should we have this function as an outdoor function as we are doing today, or should we have it as an indoor function where you don't get this kind of grandeur? I hesitatingly told them, let's go ahead with this outdoor. But within few minutes, I felt little worried, and immediately I rang up Gopal Reddy uncle and requested him saying, Gopal Reddy uncle, it is your responsibility to tell Guruji that the evening must be pleasant. People should not complain for having to attend a function in the open air. And today you see how beautiful is the entire environment, the ecosystem here. That is how we have known Puja Guruji. I remember when we had Sri Ramanavami function, we were doing on the open area the other side, and that evening Guruji came and he sat on that small dais, and it was again, as I said, an open show. And whatever we tied behind him as a kind of a decoration about the occasion, it was wavering because there was a heavy wind flow. It was not an ordinary wind flow, it was a huge wind flow. We were all scared whether the arrangements on the stage are going to get blown off. So I remember we walked up to Gopal Reddy uncle. Gopal Reddy uncle went quietly next to the dais, caught hold of Guruji's feet, and he looked at him and said, "What is all this?" Then you know what Guruji said? "What do I do if Hanuma comes? This is the problem." And within few minutes, everything calmed down and we had absolutely no disturbance. So our experience, at least my experience, has been throughout how Master has been sort of controlling, moderating the forces of nature. I have already spoken few times about my experience in Hyderabad Metro Water Supply and Sewerage Board, how every year I used to go to Guruji at the dawn of summer months, which is very, very difficult time in Hyderabad, when we used to have alternate water supply, alternate day. And I used to ask Guruji, when can we expect rains this year? And he'll give me a prompt reply and tell me, rains are going to be in such and such a month. You can plan your reservoirs accordingly. Please believe me, I used to manage the reservoirs in Hyderabad city according to the predictions made by Guruji. And I never had any problem. One year, when we had serious problem and rains were not coming, I went up to him again and asked Guruji, we are having problem, monsoon is delayed. What do we do? Promptly Guruji said, if your government prays, then the rains will come. Now, how am I going to go to the government? Means we always believe it is a council of ministers. Now, how do I go and convince them? So I looked at Guruji in a kind of a helpless state. Then Guruji said, we can organize a homam. I'll pay for the homam, but government should pay for the food arrangements. Now, how do I get that grant from government for this? So I again looked at Guruji. Guruji said, you are a government servant. Your salary is being paid by a government. So you bear the cost of the lunch. I said, most willingly, Guruji. We organized the homam, and he said it should be done in a government place. Now, where will I again get a government place for doing homam? So we went to Shilparamam because it is managed by government, and we had a homam there. Guruji came there. The homam was completed after the Purnavati was over. He came and told us that today, you tell all the people who have come, whatever quantum of food they eat, as a multiplication of the grains they have eaten, the rains are going to come. So all of us we really hogged. I never ate so much in my life ever. All of us had really heavy meal, and please believe me, in 2 days' time, we had such heavy showers that all our reservoirs were overflowing. So Puja Guruji, I'm coming to this, I'm narrating all these things to touch upon what Adi Shankara told us that what a guru should be. A guru, Adi Shankara has always said, is one who is very familiar with the Vedas and the Shastras. And number two, a guru is one who is always willing to remove the doubts of his followers and who continuously aspires for the well-being of his followers. Now, Puja Guruji was one such guru who always showed us the ways of Vedas, Shastras, and how the itihasas which have been written reflected the culture of this country. And Guruji always said, I always believe that it is culture which unites this country. And isn't it such an unfortunate thing that in a huge constitution that we gave ourselves, We have no place for culture in that constitution. We never thought that culture can play a dominating role in uniting people. We thought in our own humble way that all India services are going to contribute to the unity of the country. We also thought that the army is going to contribute to the unity of this country. We chose several other instruments, but I don't think we gave the necessary kind of an emphasis to culture that could have united this country. Therefore, Guruji took upon himself, through Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, a variety of activities which promoted culture. Culture of not just one type, culture which was pleasing to only one kind of an audience. Culture in all its manifestations and reflected in our literature also. So to show that, every year for Sri Ramanavami, Guruji used to have the function here and bring people from different walks of life who have contributed to this culture, to the glory of this culture, and felicitate them. Similarly, every year for Sri Krishnashtami, we bring a Puja Guru who is guiding the lives of several people. And aren't we honored today that we have a Guru amidst us, Sri Vishwapati Garu, who was here last year when we very humbly offered our felicitations to him as a Guru. So Guruji showed us this path of how to travel without hiccups in understanding our culture, in understanding our tradition. Guruji also very beautifully summed up who is a Jagat Guru. He said, Jagat Guru is one who was in existence even before this Jagat was created. So he is one, a Jagat Guru. And secondly, he said, one is Jagat Guru who lasts as long as this creation lasts. So in these kind of ways, Puja Guruji would always tell us the secrets which are also not known to many of us. Please read Guruji's book on Sri Krishna. You will see mentions there about Sri Krishna's life which have not really been brought out in several works of Lord Krishna. For example, how Lord Balarama and Sri Krishna for 12 years they were in Kasi pursuing their studies on Veda and Shastra. Things like this are mentioned in that book of Guruji. So he would bring out the secrets which have not been revealed by our rishis. And for that matter, he brought out 4 volumes on the rishis who have brought out this parampara to all of us, this Vedic culture. So Guruji signifies to us that lighthouse which is always shining bright, which is helping us to navigate through this waters of this nature. How do we understand the various vicissitudes of life? Guruji also very beautifully said, you will always notice that several of my followers are having problems here and there. A question always arises in somebody's mind that if he is a follower of Guruji, why is he having these problems? So Guruji said that if he is becoming a follower of the Sanatana Dharma, he is getting chastised and he is improving his own quality of life. So when he is moving up the ladder, facing these vicissitudes is but natural. So he would explain to us the mysteries of life. He would explain to us about the Horrid tradition, the culture, and he would not pontificate on all these things, but he would be the symbol of whatever he said. If he has conducted Andhra Music Academy, the programs, he was always sitting in the front row, listening to the artist and encouraging everybody to excel in that particular discipline, what he or she has chosen. So Puja Guruji is always living in our memories, is always guiding us. Even today, we keep hearing from several people their experiences of how Guruji is guiding them even now. So that's how Puja Guruji, I would conclude by saying, he also said that Guru is not a body. He said, don't equate the Guru with a physical being. Guru is always an eternal partner with you in this journey here and beyond. So we pray to Guruji once again, and we thank Sri Raj Kandukuri for always being so nice in agreeing to all the proposals that we bring, and we all work as members of Guruji's family. All of us put in our little effort, and when Swamiji has consented to be here, as Ramanan said, it is Guruji's presence in him. We offer our pranams to him and seek his blessings, and we always pray for the furtherance of Sanatana Dharma, an expression which unfortunately has no great relevance to the polity in which we are all living. There are several expressions which have been coined in the last 70 years which have not really reflected the true content of Sanatana Dharma. We are all waiting in eagerness for such a day to come when Sanatana Dharma will be understood, and everybody would look at Sanatana Dharma as that huge canvas which is perpetually growing in size, which is always willing to absorb every hue and every color that is coming out of human expression. Sanatana Dharma is that way, a resplendent kind of a way of living with high objectives. It's just not a way of living as one of our courts has given us in their judgment. It is not just way of living. Puja Swamiji has number of times told us in the Hindu Dharma Acharya Sabha meetings about that. And I'm sure Swamiji will throw a lot of light on that. I once again pray to Guruji to give us these moments of joy, to celebrate his birthday, to live our lives with the high ideals which he expects us to live in. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thanks a lot, LVS, for your insightful intro about a profileless phenomenon. Indeed, Guruji used to say that India's unity is never geographical or political, but it is cultural. He would say culture unites, politics divides. Let us not remain mute witnesses to this tragic truth which is happening. The presence of great luminaries like Swamiji will awaken our soul to the reality and the way to work towards that. Thank you. And LVS in his friend circle was also known as the Rain Man. And you know why now. Now you know why he is called so. So if there is any shortage of rain, people used to go to LVS first, because he always had this hotline with Guruji, like that. But then Guruji used to add that miracles always happen, we hardly notice them. And said, I cannot perform miracles because I don't have samskaras, he would say. So I think that was a very sweet confession from the master. Thanks again, LVS. Now there is another pleasant duty. The Sivananda Supada publications are run by our dear sister Radha Kumari, was one of the caretakers of Guruji, Mr. Raju, NVDS Raju and Vittal. They have brought out a calendar, New Year calendar, which I would request the luminaries to release it. And the calendar contains the picture of Guruji, which was shot by Mrs. Jane Murthy. Jane is from Scotland. She is no more. And Murthy is from Visakhapatnam. He is also no more. But this picture was taken when Guruji was 54 years old. I remember it. Guruji himself told me so. So Jane and Simham live through this picture forever in the presence of the Master. Thank you, gentlemen. Now we come to the crux of the program, presentation of the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award 2024 to Pujya Swamiji. There is one sweet way of describing Swamiji. On behalf of everyone assembled here, may I request Pujya Swamiji to kindly come and occupy this special chair. You may be aware that Swamiji is a much sought after speaker, a keynote speaker in most of the seminars, international seminars, and among teachers, he shines forth as a rishi. That is his greatness. To talk to you, to reveal more things about revered Swamiji, I would request Dr. Prabhakar to come and read out the citation.
Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, Bhimanipatnam. Sivananda Eminent is an award 2024 presented to Pujya Swami Paramarthananda. The history of India is not the stories of dynasties, but the divine chronicles of the great rishis, said Sadguru Sri Sivananda Murti. Indeed, realization is remembering who or what you represent. The uniqueness of Bharat is that even before the first man was born here, the highest wisdom was kept available for him, like milk in the bosom of the mother, ready to nourish the infant even before it is born. This was made possible by our rishis who chose this special land of spirituality. Eons ago, they finalized the concept of self-realization, presented treatises on the structure of the universe, the secrets of creation, and the ways and means to walk through this labyrinth called worldly life, and gave us the greatest discovery, the location of the soul in the human body. All of us in Bharat, without exception, belong to the lineage of the rishis who possess a prowess equaling that of the Creator, but chose to live as simple, humble, and sweet human beings. Amidst the maze of materialism, we do come across beacons of wisdom that beckon to us to lift us up and away from darkness. Swami Paramarthananda Ji is one such light of hope who has been striving to elevate humanity from the despair of nescience to the delight of wisdom. Blessed by towering teachers such as Swami Chinmayananda and Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Swami has combined the clarity of Advaita and the message of strength as propounded in the Upanishads and infused them as applicable values to modern minds. The greatest challenge before him is our ignorance of our own ignorance, manifested as a delusion that technology is wisdom. Pujya Swamiji, who knows the guiles of depthless intellectualism too well, has been conducting classes on the Bhagavad Gita, Vedas, and Upanishads in person and online, and has not only been addressing but transforming the thinking process of thousands of minds across the globe. Naturally, his presence has been most sought after, and his voice has reverberated in many an international seminar and conference, such as the Hindu-Jewish Dialogue in Delhi and Jerusalem, GB Summit, Canada, World Religion Conference, United Nations, Geneva, World Health Parishad, Bali, Interfaith Dialogue for Peace, Harmony and Security, Myanmar, Ancient Tradition, Modern Realities, Israel, Asia Faith Leaders Summit, Israel, Leadership and Spiritual Intelligence Seminar, British Parliament, United Kingdom, and Vedic Cultural Conference, Japan, Vietnam, Kazakhstan, and Cambodia. Pujya Swamiji is the founder of Arsha Vidya Mandir, Rajkot, convener and general secretary, Hindu Dharma Acharya Sabha, President Sivananda Ashram. He was also an active member of the National Committee for Commemoration of 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, convened by the Government of India, Adi Shankaracharya Memorial Trust, Government of Madhya Pradesh, and the National Committee for Pandit Deen Dayal Birth Centenary celebrations. If we choose to describe Puja Swamiji in 2 words, they would be fearless communicator. Indeed, this insightful teacher, who is revered as a guru, has been able to communicate the higher values and ancient wisdom to a wide gamut of people: children, students, youth, devotees, government, and corporate executives. He has designed specific training programs for teachers, professionals, and devotees. During the last 4 decades or so, Puja Swamiji has spent at least 25,000 hours training multitudes. Through his camps, regular classes, seminars, and social events, he must have reached a minimum of 10 lakh people. The number becomes astronomical when we look at the government employees who took part in his training programs on interpersonal skills, stress-free living, effective communication, and work-life balance, or the youth who participated in his programs on the systemic study of Vedanta for life lessons, inner growth, and life with objectivity. In particular, students in the age group of 14 to 17 learn invaluable life skills and moral values from him. Puja Swamiji has played a vital role at the United Nations and in the Government of India in conducting the International Day of Yoga. He played a lead role in protecting the Ramasetu. He has also been functioning as a crusader for freeing our temples and religious places from the control of various state governments. He was instrumental in installing the 108 feet tall statue of Sri Adi Shankaracharya at Omkareshwar. Recently, he was awarded the D.Litt by the University of Gujarat and the title Samskritika Yodha instituted by the government of Gujarat. The Sadbhavana Vruddhashram at Rajkot stands testimony for Swamiji's firm opinion that humanness cannot have any conflict with a Vedantic outlook. While old age homes have been on the increase in our country, the plight of many old people are pathetic as they are either abandoned by their family or devoid of anyone to take care. It is here that our Swamiji is offering them a huge home at Rajkot, spread over 30 acres, designed to accommodate as many as 5,000 needy elders in 1,400 sophisticatedly designed rooms. The first tower of this magnificent service activity will be inaugurated on 1st April 2025, when 700 elders will walk into this heaven of harmony and peace. It is proposed to have 7 such towers in this project, which will be funded by large-hearted philanthropists. The Vruddhashram will have an in-house hospital, a physiotherapy center, a library, peaceful gazebos, socializing zones, not to speak of a spacious modern dining hall and an ambience of nature's beauty. Thus, Swamiji is offering a very pleasant evening of life for the needy elders. His vision being all-encompassing, the Sadbhavana Old Age Home is engaged in tree plantation on a massive scale, and about 3 million trees have already been planted and are being nurtured and protected with care. The bullock shelter of Sadbhavana takes care of about 1,600 bullocks that are blind or old or sick, with a good team of doctors attending on them. Furthermore, Its 21,000 square foot dog shelter houses 200 stray dogs. What more, 100 water stations called paraps have been set up to quench the thirst of poor laborers who cannot afford to buy packaged water. Through all such noble activities, our Swamiji is driving home a point that love in action is service, and love that is extended to the needy, the destitute, the poor, the animals, and nature blossoms into Vedanta. Indeed, seeing oneself in other living beings enables us to realize the only one ultimately. It is his deep concern for the welfare of humanity as a whole and the comprehensive wellness of the individual in particular that have been the driving forces behind the remarkable and tireless work of Puja Swamiji. We deem it a privilege to present the Sivananda Eminent Season Award 2024 to Puja Swami Paramarthanandaji for his prodigious contributions towards carrying the wisdom of our ancient rishis and propagating it in a language and manner that continues to inspire different sections of modern society. We wish him many decades of active work and success in his noble endeavors. May his tribe increase. Raj Kandukuri, Managing Trustee, the Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, Hyderabad, December 21st, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhakar. Now, let us bring our hands together. I would request LVS to present the shawl and the chief guest to kindly present the citation and memento to the awardee. And Raj Kandukuri will present the purse. There is always a award function. We also present
ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ My pranams to my guru, teacher, Pujya Swami Dayanand Ji, and divine consciousness which I feel here of Pujya Sivananda Murti Garu and all his sons and daughters across me, eminent juries, whom I never thought that I will meet him in person. I read about his judgments and comments. Justice Sri Kaulji, and as they say, Atma vai putra jayate, embodiment of Pujya Sivananda Sri Raju Ji, namaste. And because of whom I am here, and I really have high regards for a person. Very few are such in bureaucracy. Where in bureaucracy, my teacher used to say, one of my students was executive engineer and IAS officer. I introduced them saying, Swamiji, these are among those few who are very honest and very committed and very devoted. Swamiji raised his eyebrows and said, endangered species. So one of those endangered species, Sri LVS. And again, I feel his presence. Pujya Sivanandaji's, that has brought me to Hyderabad and brought me to meet you all. It is his own sankalpa only that has connected me to LVS and they decided to give me this award. I feel blessed. My namaskars to Raju's grandparents also, who were so pious that such a divine soul was born to them. My namaste. A body without a soul is a dead corpse. And a soul without a body is called ghost. Similarly, the forms, cultural forms, national forms, social forms, or religious forms, without understanding the spirit, is a corpse. It brings about fanaticism. And talking only of the spirit and not translating into a form, into day-to-day life, it is a ghost. This is so true for our dharma and our culture. What we call as Sanatan Dharma and what we call as Sanatan culture, Hindu culture, is nothing but expression, transmission of Sanatan Dharma into day-to-day life. It is a live body. And as rightly said earlier, and Pujya Guruji used to say, it is one Bharat, united Bharat, not for any reason, but because of culture and dharma. I would go to one step further. It is one world. It is because of Sanatan Dharma, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is our vision. Please understand what is Sanatan Dharma. I feel proud to be born in this Dharma. And I feel blessed that I came across a teacher who gave me the vision of it. We are not believers only. When I go to international conferences, they address us. Leaders from various faiths, it pinches me. I don't represent a faith tradition, I represent a teaching tradition. I represent a Guru Shishya tradition, which is still alive. Though Guruji is not in physical form, Shishyas are here. Sanatan Dharma is a vision of truth. Sanatan Dharma unfolds the vision of life. Vision of truth is, that means vision of Ishvara, vision of Jagat, and vision of you yourself. Jeev, Jagat, Ishvar, Satyam. That is one and only one, that is Brahman. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma, neha nanasti kinchana. Or what we call in common parlance, there is oneness between Jiva and Ishvara. Whole culture is designed, all our forms are expression of this vision. Even Namaste is this vision. These two hands are different. No way they can match each other in terms of function, in terms of forms, in terms of shape, in terms of capabilities. But then, the Satta, the self, the consciousness that permeates both of them is one and one only. It is one I who is in this hand as well as this hand. Beginning from head to toe, there is only one I. And when we unite that and we say Namaste, it represents non-duality in spite of duality. We are not talking of non-duality that everybody should believe in our religion, everybody should dress like this, everybody should believe in this God. You may have your choice. I told them in couple of conferences and they stopped me inviting. Especially in G8 conferences, I told them, this is an era of human freedom. Everywhere we are talking of freedom. So much so that now it has come to such a painful point that you have freedom to choose your sex also. LGBTQ issues. We wrote a strong letter and submitted. There is a freedom. Then why can't I have freedom to believe in the God whom I want to believe? How do you say our God is the only God? And everybody says we believe in one God and our God is only God. If you believe in one God, where is the question of other God? That is not true. We are the only one who says it is one in spite of many. I don't remember the words, but Puja Swamiji used to sing one Telugu bhajan. You might be remembering that some very famous bhajan. I'm sorry for that. I should have listened to his talks and brought that verse. There is a bhajan in Telugu that all are one, everywhere there is one Rama inside each one of us. Therefore, when you say Namaskara, either we say Ram Ram, or if you are a believer in Shiva, you say Namah Shivaya, or Ganpati, you say Jai Shri Ganesh, or you say Jai Mataji, whatever you say, it is one God who permeates all, and there is nothing other than God. Very aptly put by Swamiji in World Millennium Summit. Everybody said we believe in one God. Swamiji said we don't believe in one God. We understand that there is only God. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. How does this vision translate in day-to-day life? When you say there is only God, see the stark difference between the modern culture and our vision. This is what makes India as a Vishwa Guru. When you say there is only God and nothing other than God, neha nanasti kinchana. Famous verse of Tulsidas, Siya Ramamay Jagajani, Karahu Pranama Joripani. Every poet, every devotee would say there is only one Ishvara. That you are non-separate from it. How does it translate? When I hear these words in the newspaper that India is a big market, as though I am a commodity for a market. No. This is an era of consumerism. All economic policies are based on it. Government performances are measured on the GDP level, on the indexes of the stock market, which is so unfortunate. Every day we get this index stock exchanges, even New York and Japan and Britain and Indian Bombay and Delhi. Nobody talks about health index. Nobody talks about education index. Nobody talks about law and order index. There are so many indexes. Performance is only in terms of money. And since it's money, you are a consumer and the world is for your consumption. Being to consume, you need money. Therefore, per capita income has to grow. This is the bottom line. That means, in a modern perception, Jagat is Bhogya. And when we say Ishvara, it is everything. For us, Jagat is Pujya. There is nothing Bhogya. Even this body is something to be worshipped. How we worship mountains, rivers, animals, plants, Mother Earth, all natural forces, because everything is expression of Ishvara. This body is also expression of Ishvara. Therefore, a Hindu goes for a bath and says, Gange Yamune Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. Of course, you Hyderabadis will tell, Bakate Asmin Sannidhim Kuru. Not Jalesmin. Or Shavare Asmin Sannidhim Kuru. Because this body is nothing but Ishvara's temple. Inside it is Ishvara. We do Shrungar. It is not for makeup, it is Abhishekam, it is offering a Chandanam and Vibhuti to Ishvara. We do ornament, it is not for decoration, it is doing Shrungar to Ishvara. That is how our culture is. For us, a baby is also Pavitram. Even when a baby is born, these senior citizens go for their evening walk and in the garden and they ask, what is the news of the daughter-in-law? A typical Indian answer would be, Lakshmi ji padhare, 2.5 kilo ke. If the boy is born, Lalo Krishna is born. What is not sacred for us? You have an attitude of sacredness in order to discover that it is true. As they say, fake it and make it. Exactly like 15th August salutations to Dhwajvandan. I remember as a kid, in the schools, we are made to stand early and the chief guest comes invariably late. And for toddlers up to primary section, it was a worse punishment to stand straight and not to do anything. And all were separated. Only thing that made me to stand those days, when we had to salute and they used to sing Rashtraganam, those Parle Gluco biscuits, which we were given. That was the only thing. I didn't know what is nation. I didn't know why we salute the flag. I didn't know who are the Matthias and what is the national pride, but still we did it. A child in a typical Indian family, brother and sister may be of 3 or 5 and brother may be 5 or 7. They tie a rakhi not knowing what is brother and what is sister. You keep doing it. Hold on to the form. Fake it. But later on you make it. When they grow, they understand what a sister means to me and what a brother means to me. When I grew up, I understand this, my national flag is not simply a piece of cloth. It is an embodiment of my national pride, my national rich heritage, my national culture, everything. Therefore, I respect it. Similarly, we are told this to respect this sacredness in our life. In one word, Hindu culture is an attitude of sacredness. Pavitram. Even Bhumi is Pavitram. We pray to Mother Earth when we wake up. What is not that we pray? Because everything is expression of Ishvara. And to discover this fact is a goal of life. I was very touched that LVS talked about Guruji's Krupa. In fact, whole Hyderabad should be indebted to Guruji because of all this what he did. But I would say that, one more thing, it is not that grace that you came in contact with him, that is a chamatkar or that is a grace. He was born over here, he could have been born somewhere else and you would have missed him just as I did miss him till I came to this function. What Guru does, it was rightly said, Guru is not a human being because whole self-identity is changed. As they say in a Shastric jargon, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. He is no more individual identified with body, mind, complex. He is a one, he or she is a one who is identified with the total samashti, that is Ishvara. Jiva Ishvara Aikyam. That's how he claimed that I know the whole universe, because he is totally one with everybody. But then, till we become ready or qualified to gain this vision, there is a two-step process. When someone is a guru in his life, first step is human being is made human being by him. And that human being becomes Daivam, Deva later on. There is a word for a human being in Sanskrit. There are so many words, but one of them is Manavaha. In Veda, there is a Vedic grammar quite different. It is mentioned, who is Manavaha? The one who has Maryada is called Manava. Guruji teaches us Maryada. We are blessed or gifted by Bhagavan. We are the only species in the earth among all those 84 lakhs human being having a buddhi and freedom to do. Swatantra karta. Animals, all kinds of bhuchar, khechar, jalchar, everybody, they are instinctual, they are in modern jargon programmed. Monkey has a monkey program, dog has a dog program, and cow has a cow program. They will not cross their boundaries. A cow is designed, given by God to be vegetarian. It will be vegetarian only, even if it is American cow. Nowadays, those because of aggressive marketing and lobbying, we also have McDonald's and KFCs, and you have so many biryani walas here. And Indian cow, our typical Deshi cow, Deshi Go Mata, goes about grazing for food, and she sees a hamburger or a hot dog. You know what cow does? Without education, she eats the top and bottom, leaves the middle for human being. She will never eat meat. In Gujarat we have Asiatic lions, only 2 places. And there is a place where mangoes also grow. And our mangoes are exported. Very famous mangoes in Saurashtra. However hungry the lion may be, it never wants to test a single mango. That is a maryada. Lion can never be herbivorous A cow can never be carnivorous. They don't need education. A monkey baby doesn't need education, doesn't need to study how to jump from this branch to that branch. She did not study of physics. What will be my trajectory? What will be my load? What will be the capacity of this branch in terms of load-bearing capacity? Nothing. It jumps. And it knows how to sleep on the tree branches without falling down. Human baby will fall down from the bed. You have to put pillows. It will never cross boundaries. We have freedom. We can be otherwise. And that maryada, understand that my teacher used to say very nicely. What is the definition of freedom? Freedom is not that to do what I feel like doing is not freedom. Not to do what I don't feel like not doing is not the freedom. But the capacity to do something, even if I don't feel like doing, is freedom. Capacity to stop myself, even if I feel like doing. And push myself, even if I don't feel like doing. That is a freedom. That makes human beings strong. And that is a maryada. This culture respected maryada. This culture lived maryada. And that is why Rama is Adarsh Purusha for us. He is Maryada Purushottam. Look at this. Look at our culture. Nowadays, people want new names. Actually, there is a whole Nama Shastra. There is one of the samskara, Namakarana samskara. Name should be appropriate. But now they want only 2-letter names. Maximum 3 letters. And that too Karana Priyaha. Hettal, Mittal, Sittal, Vittal, something. And more than that, they want a name which should not be used by anybody. And nowadays, couple find out with this Google, they come out, they say some name. I said, what is this name? This is Czechoslovakian name. And somebody said, this is Japanese name. I have to ask. Once one lady delivered a baby girl. And she asked me the name. I gave an appropriate name according to Shastras. She said, Swamiji, can you give me 2-3 choices? Modern lady, you know. Modern IT, harmonium lady. So I said, yes, I gave her. Then after a week she comes to me, Swamiji, give some new name. Then I gave another set of names. Only 2 names I gave. After a week she comes back. Swamiji, both the names we found, there are girls having those names. My brother-in-law's, father-in-law's, neighbor's, son-in-law's daughter is named like this. Give me a new name. I just lost myself. I said, I am giving you a name which nobody will have in this Triloka. Well, what name? Are you sure, Swamiji? I said, I bet you. And I went to the extent of saying, I am giving you a name which nobody will keep it also. She was so thrilled. I said, what? I said, give her a name Kaikeyi. Give her a name Shurpanakha. हमारी संस्कृति में जो लोगों ने मर्यादा का उल्लंघन किया, उनके नाम हमें पसंद नहीं. आज किसी का नाम नहीं है रावण, किसी का नाम नहीं है दुर्योधन, किसी का नाम नहीं है दुशासन. Nobody likes that. We are committed to dharma. And that commitment, that fire in the belly to commit to dharma is a blessings of Guru which you all had it. That's the first thing of a Guru does. Teaches maryada. Teaches us to do certain things even if we don't like, and not to do certain things even if we like to do. And then when we are ready, Guru unfolds himself. That is a vision of Upanishad, Gita and our Vedas. Tattvamasi, you are that Brahman. You are that happiness which you are looking for. All the time we are restructuring the world outside to be happy. Guru says, in spite of not restructuring, you can be happy in anywhere and everywhere. That's a vision, and that is the greatest blessings that we all have had it. On this occasion, I repeat, I feel blessed to receive this award. And I don't know, this made me sit on a chair. I was feeling a little embarrassed. But then I guess I am also blessed at a distance that Guruji still remembers me. It is he, through you, he has brought me over here. And I am thankful to LVS and whole team, Raju and all others. Unfortunately, when they came to Rajkot, I was in the midst of that event. We are, what Raju mentioned, we are building a senior citizen home for these rickshawalas, watchmen, ayabai, kamwali bai. Those who guys could earn for their life, but they have no savings for the past, for the retirement life. Some of them, already I have 650, 200 are on diapers. Our diaper bill is 4.5 lakhs a month. We are going for a 400 crore project, and this is a need of the hour. We may do our sadhana, but there are 2-3 challenges. Nowadays, there are hardly any war for bhumi. Those stories of Alexander and Napoleon attacking, no, there are economic wars, there are strategic wars, and there are cultural and religious wars. One problem. And there are environmental wars. So we are also into tree plantation. Not only I have planted 30 lakhs trees, but they have grown to the tune of 15 feet minimum when Bhagavan takes care. We have a huge staff of 1800 people at a cluster of some 3,000 to 4,000. We keep 3-4 people over there, and we have 400 tractors and tankers, daily watering and agriculture officer visiting. And we have planned to, by 2026, we want to plant 1 crore and 50 lakhs tree across India. This needs to be done. Environment crisis is a big crisis. And I would add also, not only external environment, internal environment and crisis also is there. Lots of emotional problems. There is no dearth of things today. When we grew up, we had a problems of have-nots. Today there are problems of haves and more of a psychological problems. So we are also into some teaching programs for the youth. And on this occasion, I have a request to Raju and Subramaniam, Mr. LV, that may you have some programs for generation next. We are leaving lot of wealth to our generation next. What our father gave is to us, we are leaving 10 times more than that. But in terms of culture, in terms of values, in terms of social life, we give them hardly 30 to 40%. The aggression of media, especially social media and with artificial intelligence, each citizen, each father needs to become a soldier to protect our children. Cultural structure is breaking. May you have some programs for youth and children, and whatever help we can provide, we are willing to do. I can send the team and do something. You can have something for programs, and I think Guruji would be happy to see the generation next as committed to Dharma as what he left behind. I again thank all of you and feel very happy to talk to eminent citizens of Hyderabad. Such a learned people are here, and just is called to find time and to be present in this occasion. Again, namaste.
Thank you, Pujya Swamiji. Now, whatever I'm going to say after he has spoken is going to sound a rank silly, but I cannot avoid exercising my freedom of expression of my own ignorance. So please bear with me. So long, I have been listening to him online. This is the first time it's a live class. Wonderful of you, Swamiji. If the elders here would have noticed that whatever Swamiji has spoken now can be brought out in a form of a book without editing it. That is the greatness of the truth which he has spoken. Succinctly he has put it. There are several take-home messages. Non-duality in spite of duality. Not Bhogya but Pujya. Only Pujya Swamiji can talk about that, It's not Bhogya but Pujya. Attitude of sacredness. My goodness. Everything is an expression of Ishvara. Our task is for a human being to become a human being before he attains divinity. Then a very resounding reminder on the term Maryada. Excellent. Thank you very much for your gems. During his exposition on Viveka Chudamani, he quotes a sloka and talks about the triple luck or three good fortunes: to be born as a human being, to develop moksha icha, and also to find a guru who will take you there. Swamiji, in his own unique way, interpreted it differently. He has given us triple luck. You know what his brand of triple luck? To be born as a human being, to be born as a Hindu, to be born as a human being and as a Hindu in India. So that makes a huge difference. So and then this you earn by punyam, karma phalam. Phalam, no, you will never know when it is going to ripen. That's what he says. When you say it is punyam, if it is my own karma phalam, then why do we call it grace? Somebody asked. For that, Pujya Swami replied, because it is graceful to call it grace, he said. Wonderful way of replying. Beautiful. Thank you again, Swamiji. Yeah, indeed, the task before us is to realize that this country, which was always one, has been placed under the necessity of discovering itself as one. And this integration is possible only by knitting it through culture and to realize the oneness in us first. Now, we are all waiting to listen to the words of the chief guest. The other side of this law incarnate he is also a member of Indian International Center, India Law Institute, India Habitat Center. And his fondness for theater and music and golf and non-legal books, non-law books, makes him very special. And the most special thing about his personality is he is a Kashmiri Pandit. So with the respect, we invite the chief guest to air his opinion, to bear his heart.
Pranam to the gathering here, members of the Sanatan Dharam Charitable Trust, Mr. Kandakuri, Managing Trustee of the Sanatan Dharam Charitable Trust, Mr. Murali Krishna, Trustee and Treasurer of the Trust, other eminent people on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today to felicitate Swami Paramanand Saraswati Ji with the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award. Swamiji, if I may call him so, is a deserving recipient of an award embodying through his work the principles of the founder of Sanatan Dharam Charitable Trust, Sadguru Sri Sivananda Murti Garu, spreading awareness about the greatness of our culture and heritage. This is a well-deserved recognition of his multifaceted contributions over the past several years to educating students, teachers, professionals, government servants, corporate executives, thousands of others from various backgrounds in active Advaita philosophy, Upanishads and spiritual heritage of our culture. For 22 years plus, I have endeavored to do justice. But I must say, there is a little injustice to me today. That injustice is to be called upon to speak after Swamiji has spoken. What does one say when you are mesmerized while listening to him as he speaks? So while touching the subject, I would be forgiven for saying what is my thinking process of belief and my understanding, which cannot match his understanding. As I understand the Sanatana Dharma, it's a misunderstood concept also in today's world. Fortunately, the last few years have seen, I would say, a renewed interest in understanding where we stand, where our culture stands, how we grow. To that extent, as I was discussing with Swamiji while sitting there is a generation which has come up, which may have challenges but is willing to learn, willing to imbibe and have sky as the limit. So, when we look to the whole concept and we say Brahman is one supreme reality, we recognize the existence of the world as one place. It came, according to the Bhagavad Puran, from the mouth of the Narayan itself. God Yama is the king of dharma. Why? Because he does not do any partiality. He takes away everybody the same way. So a judge's job in my context sometimes also has to work as the job of Yama, because if you have to be equitable, that is the greatest confidence and faith in the judiciary which must prevail. I at times used to tell my colleagues as advice, what you do must be done equitably. If you are liberal, be liberal equitably. If you are conservative, be conservative equitably. Because in our job, when a person comes before you, he must feel you will be treated alike. And that, I think, is the most important part of a judge's job. Let us look from the material I read of what are called the 7 rules of this Sanatana Dharma. Each of them, to my mind, has a significance in our daily living concepts. We talk about honesty, the greatest challenge in today's system. Honesty is not only financial honesty. Honesty is honesty of to what you believe in, honesty of purpose, honesty to others, honesty to the family, honesty to the larger cause which exists. Not injuring another living being. And we are saying today, when the world is a troubled place, the predominant activity seems to be injuring others. Right across the world, if you put it. Wars have started, people say, well, there will be a third world war. But what is this? It is also a third world war in some other way. Different wars going on in different places where vast destruction of humanity takes place, vast destruction of other living species takes place, and cities and towns and habitations destroyed in a manner across the world we have seen for the last 2.5 years, where country's existence itself has gone. Egos of people, and that's one of the biggest challenges of human being, because he has the ability to have ego, have caused such immense damage through the world. Purity and goodwill, patience and forbearance. Patience is something I keep thinking we have forgotten. We are at a like a matchstick all the time. We react to things. You look at the newspaper in the morning, it's a nightmare according to me. It's a nightmare because when you look to the incidents reported on the front page, they are just irrelevant, spontaneous reactions to irrelevant things which are taking place. Generosity. Now, we talk about charity, we talk about so many things. This is something I think which has grown in India but is worth looking to the Western culture and Western principles also. If you look at education in most of the places, in most of the universities, they are patronized by the students of that place who bring up that university. People who accumulate wealth give a fraction of their wealth to their heirs, while giving it for other purposes to others. The reason is also that fraction is supposed to be enough for that child, otherwise he will destroy that wealth. Normally they say it takes 3 generations to create wealth and destroy the wealth itself. That is, Lakshmi will never remain in one place, it will go. Vidya can remain in one place. Now, in that context, if we look, we have a huge and wide country. I tell people that it has greater variance and various aspects than possibly the whole of Europe combined together. So, governing India is more difficult than governing a whole of Europe if it was combined together. That's the challenges, culturally, language, food, where. But yet there is something which binds, as Swamiji just said. 1200 years of the centenary of the last initial period saw a prosperity in India. We spread all over the world. We spread without wars. We spread without taking to arms. We spread because it was the knowledge, it was our thinking and processes which were imbibed and carried forward by others also. That's the history of this country. But there was a 600 years rule of the Mughals and 200 years of the British. The last 200 years taught us, I believe the greatest damage was not to be proud of what we had. The education which was given was to look down on those what was existence, and that's what they did, destroying existing structures which were created within the country and which were the ones which were supposed to advance the country's prosperity time. But then that is also, I would say, wherever a ruler comes in, that's what does. He destroys the culture normally, he destroys the places, sometimes worship. He'll create something else to give you a different diaspora and try to see that the country follows that diaspora rather than what it was followed. One of the, yet despite that, as one of the Urdu poets said, कुछ बात है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी. There is something in us by which still our existence is not destroyed over a period of time, where we are much smaller in numbers than the others. Having said so, I will say it is with a heart full of reverence that I stand here today to felicitate a beacon of spiritual wisdom, compassion and enlightenment. This moment is just not about recognition. It is about celebrating a life dedicated to the upliftment of souls, spread of love, and the embodiment of divine teaching of Swamiji. In preparing this address, I was astounded to learn of both the breadth of the contribution to really advancing lives over the past several decades, but also the depth of scholarship he has achieved in Advait Vedanta. Swamiji, as he himself said, is a disciple of late Swami Dayanand Saraswati, known for his deep understanding of Vedanta, Sanskrit and Yoga. He completed a comprehensive 3-year residential course under Swami Dayanand guidance, which shaped his approach to teaching spiritual leadership. Swamiji, as I mentioned earlier, had a remarkable talent for educating a wide cross-section of society, ranging from schools, college students to management executives and leading companies. This is the greatest challenge today of education. Education is not only literacy. What we are actually providing at best in our educational institutions and normal run is literacy. I am saying at best literacy of a certain level. But there is a languishing on the aspect of education as it should be understood and is understood. There was a reason why the Gurukuls used to exist. There was a reason why people used to go and be under tutelage of people. They learned to respect their teachers, because there cannot be any imbibing of anything unless you respect the person from whom you are seeking to imbibe. That's the Guru Shishya Parampara, whether it's dealing with religion, whether it's dealing with regular education or others. Even till my generation, when I studied in a more modern school, it was the morning prayers were a mix, but recitations was part of the morning prayers. And till much later in life, even after I adorned whatever office I had, I would still, with the teachers I respected, still touch their feet. It is out of automatic reverence which would come. It is not something special to be done. Therefore, because I felt they had influenced my life in some manner, they taught me something and helped me imbibe and evolve. Swamiji crafted a distinctive value in culture education program for teachers, which received the approval of the Ministry of Human Resources Development, and as such he was entrusted with a special project. Now this is the second challenge of education. Education means that there should be teachers who can teach and students who can imbibe both. For years together we never looked after our educators. With the result, people stopped going into education. I used to sometimes see my friends whose fathers are professors. Nobody, not one of them, really went into teaching, though they had inclination. It is much later we realized that we are affecting a whole generation of people in this bargain, because we are not getting the right kind of people who can teach living skills apart from understanding various subjects. One of the schools where I studied, and I now manage part of the school, a criteria which was followed was, they said, was especially at the junior level, the primary level. You don't need brilliance to teach there, but you need certain moral values. See from what moral values that person comes who is going to teach there. That person in habits, in how you behave, how you conduct yourself, makes them imbibe those. Let's understand the greatest challenge today is, as Swamiji said, of bringing up this generation, the media, the virtual media, the artificial intelligence, ability to see quickly and read less because things are coming in, is going to be the greatest challenge. People used to talk about a generation gap. Today they talk about a generation gap every 5 years which is taking place. That's the moment of the social norms. And therefore, somebody has to help and guide in advancement of these principles, and Swamiji has been doing this. Under his tutelage, as he said, the Arsha Vidya Mandir Rajkot has become one of the foremost institutions imparting Vedic principles, and the amount of work he has done for environment and wildlife conservation, serving on the Ganga Raksha Manch, is extremely important. Environment all over the world is a challenge today. The consumption pattern of the human race is such that they say the clock is ticking so fast that by July we consume, every year the world consumes as much as it is supposed to consume by the end of the year. So we think we have two worlds for us, not one world if our consumption pattern is to be taken into account. Deforestation in heavily forested areas of not only India, Africa, South America have created natural disasters. And natural disasters will occur because it is nature's response to violation of nature. I believe when you violate nature, nature will do so and do so harshly. So the sufferance is far more. Swamiji has touched the lives of people from various professions, and I believe his teachings are invaluable in the legal profession. His discourse encompasses broad range of spiritual, philosophical and practical insights, including ethical living principles of Dharma. Law is a traditional and a more foundational sense is ensuring that one lives according to one's dharma or duty, which brings within its fold ethical conduct, truthfulness and non-violence. His training programs on interpersonal skills, stress management, effective communication and work-life balances is a need of the hour even for legal professionals, both for lawyers and judges. Lawyers and legal fraternity don't say so, but a lot of them have mental issues. People go quietly to counselors to get benefit of guiding their lives, because the work pressures and the pressures of life are such today that it is not easy to cope up with them, and they don't have a guide in that sense. Let me say this, I used to think that working as a judge, people used to ask, do you feel pressure of work? I said, no, I don't feel pressure of work. Having demitted office after 22 years, I realized it was only that the work pressure had become part of my intrinsic existence. It was not that it did not exist. See, the job was such. Why do disputes arise? People don't want to settle, people don't want to live together in a peace. Now, these are all generations, to my belief, of negative energy. A lot of negative energy gets generated when people are battling or disputing. That negative energy they take to their lawyer. And then that lawyer brings that negative energy to the court and dumps it on the judge, for him to sort out that negative energy and make some sense out of it. So we actually, I feel, imbibe the maximum negative energy which is possible. Our job task involves imbibing negative energy, and how to deal with that negative energy itself is a challenge. At times when people in my court would raise voices, I would tell them, look, don't raise your blood pressure in the morning, don't raise my blood pressure in the morning. Say what you have to say in a polite manner and I'll decide in a polite manner. Why are you troubling me with it? But it's a challenging task. I can see judges here who have been through it, who understand what this problem is. In this competitive world, the pressure to perform can lead to emotional stress and turn, which sometimes can overpower rational thinking. And Advaita and spiritual growth is indispensable way of overcoming the vagaries of modern life and pressure in the profession. Everybody wants to be at the top. He doesn't want to be at number 2. Parents will take their children to the school and say he must stand first. He must be first in sports. He must be first in painting. He must do every music also. So he is like in a loose language, what is called Harfanwala. He is an all-encompassing person, he must emerge. Their own ambitions are at times reflected in the manner of education, which in turn puts pressures on the students. So, how to let a normal human being grow is important. That is why you see people retiring in their 40s, doing something very different from what they were doing, because they have worked the pressure. I remember going to Pondicherry and there was a very nice Italian restaurant there. I met the girl who was running it. She was heading a company. And one fine day in her early 40s, she just gave up everything, got a chef from somewhere, took a cottage there and was getting cooking and doing everything. She says, I find it far more peaceful, the atmosphere here, in what I am doing, in satisfaction, than making the extra money out of it. So that's how life is today, and the challenge of life today is to be guided by better advice, better supervisions, and people like Swamiji who would assist the society in evolving in itself. Lastly, I would say that this award is not merely a recognition of the past achievements, but a testament to the potential for future contribution of Swamiji. It symbolizes community gratitude for your services and your guidance. It is a reminder that your journey does not end here. Rather, it's a new chapter when you are called upon to continue leading, inspiring, and shaping the future. Your passion, your resilience, and your vision have been the driving force behind your success, and they will continue to guide you in the paths you choose to explore. On behalf of the Trust, and indeed on behalf of those whose lives you've touched through your work, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. May this award inspire you to reach even greater heights, and may it serve as a reminder of the impact which one individual can have on our world. Please join me in applause. We honor Swamiji. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much, sir. We just now heard another speech which could be converted into another book without any ado. The Judge Saab's speech was in two parts. One was he elaborated upon the 7 major features of Sanatana Dharma, and the second one was a beautiful encomium on Pujya Swamiji, which sounded deeper than the citation which we presented. We must confess. It was very nice, sir, and particularly the take-home message was, while mere literacy is not education, education should not drive you to destroy what your ancestors have built with so much of thought for our future. If that is so, then education is nothing more than enhanced ignorance. So thank you very much for your insightful remarks, laced with a gentle sense of humor like Kashmiri silk. Thanks once again, sir. And now we would request Raj to kindly felicitate our chief guest. And all of us are thankful to him for spending his valuable time.
Dharma Charitable Trust by providing this beautiful venue for many years. Our thanks to them. Our thanks to the members of the print and electronic media for their excellent support and service covering the event. Finally, our sincere thanks and appreciation and gratitude to the large members of Guru Kutumbam for their august presence and making the function a grand success. Vandanam.